Hey y'all, welcome back to a new season of Badger BS. I'm sad to say that I'm back, but it's whatever. Today we here with
Chris,
Ugly Chulo.
Hey, and today we talking about music. So one of the questions that I've always wanted to ask you, I figured I'll ask it some other time, but I asked to say, how did you get your name?
Oh man, that's simple, bro.
I thought it was gonna be nice one of these.
Oh dude, I mean there's a lot of reasons. I'm half white, half Hispanic already off rip. That's English, Spanish. I really feel like I got two sides to me, man. Ugly Chulo, I mean there's a sweet side, there's a mean side. But my music, you can hear it too. I feel like it's clear like who's running the show on the track. But you know, it's just two personalities combined together.
Still deeper than what I thought. I thought you was gonna be like Childish Gambino said, oh, I put it on the Wu-Tang. But nah, and one thing, last year, you put on the hip hop show.
Yeah.
Amarillo. How did that go? How did that make, forget how it went, we all know it went well. How did that make you feel putting that on?
you know, it was crazy. It was stressful and, I don't know, very demanding, but it was a blast. I mean, it was really cool. It was something that was a vision of mine from before I started school, man. I mean, it was cool to bring, because Amarillo, the hip hop scene in Amarillo, it's growing, but it's not thriving. It's not where we need it to be. And so, hip hop music's something that I've always believed in. And so taking it from reaching out to artists that, you know, I mean, I'd had an encounter with Seth and, you know, a couple of the other guys a time or two before, but it was nothing where it was like, yo, you want to come perform a show? And then I just like the support, man, every artist, I was blown away. I thank all of y'all. That was a dream come true for me. It was great for the radio station. Our Body and Soul show doesn't get the love sometimes that it deserves, and so it was cool to give that love and to show the support and get the support back from the community. So.
One thing that I know a lot of people don't know, like the people who work on it know, but like what was the purpose of you actually wanting to do that?
Exposure. I mean, every artist that we've got that I think that performed has talent, and exposing that talent to the community was my biggest thing. You know, it was more of like, I wanted to do it for myself because I've always wanted to put that together, but I also wanted to give the artist a reason to come and perform, you know?
And you performed that. It was, how was it like?
Oh, it was awesome, man. It was a lot of new artists I never performed with or even really hung out around.
Like, drop some names.
The Courts, a high school group, man.
That was the group that surprised me, man.
Yeah.
Like when they got on the table, I mean, when they got on the chair, I was like, okay.
Yes, man. They brought it out. That was the group I tried to like get in there too.
Yeah.
That was, Courts was the one, man. The first performer too, he's a student here. I forget his name. He impressed me, man. He's an older cat.
JC?
JC, he was cool,
He was cool, man.
And I liked how he was like trying to vibe with the crowd. I was like, man, just vibe with the dude, man. It was cool. Like I was glad that the people that were messing with what he was doing were like, hey, okay.
Yeah. Still had some entertainment going.
Like it reminded me of like high school parties. So back when we were in high school, because I was like, okay, everybody's like, okay. Everybody's jumping. I was hyped, man. And then I got tired, and I was like, all right, I'm.
I think that was our biggest.
That was a long night.
Our downfall was there was a lot of artists, so there's a lot of people, and people. And the 806, it's a tight little joint. It was. Thank you to the 806 for hosting it. It was dope. They did a great job of hosting it. Yeah, but it was just a lot of people in a small space. Man, I was so wet and it was hot. You know, once they went on, I was just like,
oh man,
okay, I'm ready for just a break. But it was a blast.
Yeah, it was fun.
But I'm trying to think of like what other things happened that night that I can remember, but it's too long ago.
What I thought was the coolest of that whole experience was when we got everybody in Animal Kingdom. Shout out to Animal Kingdom for opening up their studio and letting us go in there. But that night that we all went in there and it was kind of more of a private thing. You know, it was just like me, Amy, and the artist. And so, but it was just cool to see everyone vibing. Like everyone showed support. Everyone we were just going through the set to kind of get an idea of how long everyone's set was. But after every artist, everyone clapped. Everyone was like, "Yeah, dude, that was awesome." Or it was the love that was like shared between artists. That was my whole mission.
How long were y'all left there for, like just rehearsing and stuff?
We just went through. We just had them go through a couple songs, like the first 2-3 songs. So I mean, we were up there for like an hour and a half. Because I mean, we had 9 artists, so it was It was a bigger plate than we probably should do. And we're going to do it again. I don't know when, but we're definitely doing it again this semester because it was just a success. It was a blast.
Oh, just because I know people don't know. What is your position at AC?
Student music director.
Hey,
So yeah.
the boys doing things.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. It's
proper.
Yeah.
So with you, one thing that how do you feel that your music has changed over the years? Like, because I know you've been rapping for a bit, but like, how long have you been like trying to make it like actually make it?
I mean, actually make it probably like the past 3 years. When I was younger, I was doing it a lot too, but I was alone and I gave up, which don't ever give up. But the music, man, I think just I can go back to like my first serious project, and vocally, lyrically, I know I've improved. The flow even too, the flows matter to me, so like my rhythm patterns, my cadences, they've just gotten better.
What do you feel like your music consists of, like content-wise?
It's a lot of real stuff. I mean, I'm working a job here. I'm not rich. I don't live a lavish life. So like, I'm talking about real experiences, man. My whole just coming up here in West Texas, wanting to do more and get out. I want to grow. I want to do more than what I've been doing. So I mean, a lot of my songs I try to be positive, but they're real too. I got songs about like mental issues, suicidal things, and it's a big range, but just, I'd say I just try to keep it real without being corny.
Yeah.
How old are you? You're
25. Man,
Dang.
already, almost 26.
Dang, we almost 30. Dang, 30 games. But no,
I'm already on my way to 30.
So before you got into the local music scene, what was your like opinion of it? Like, did you have like a negative?
Yo, I
opinion?
thought it sucked, yeah.
Same way.
100%. And then I just opened, really it was just like I had to pay attention. That was the thing, is people think the music scene is terrible in Amarillo, but really, we've got talent, it's just we don't have the support. And
Yeah,
that's
people
what
aren't
we
looking
gotta
for it.
get.
So
Exactly.
When you hear the word local,
no matter who it is, too, it's crazy because it's like, I don't know, because like, think about when Lil Wayne and then was coming up, they'd be like, oh, local artist Lil Wayne, people like, nah, now he's like making thousands of songs.
I always wonder what that period was like for them,
Yeah.
before
It
they
would've
blew up.
And the people who supported them during that period, I wonder how they feel,
They probably hate it.
Yeah. They're like, man, I told y'all so long. These artists were gonna pop.
Now he's like one of the biggest artists. But because I remember we was having a discussion about this. What are some of the things that annoy you that people like assume that you would be able to do on the spot? Because
I already know everybody see rapper and it's like freestyle, and it's like, all right, I'm booked to perform this set, and then you're like, you want to freestyle at the end of everything, and it's like, nah. Like, I just performed you songs I wrote. I ain't gonna freestyle for free.
I know I used to do it, man.
I mean, it's fun to do with your homies.
Yeah,
in
but
the
not
back
just like
seat,
a
but-
random person.
Yeah, it's not like setting up freestyles during performances, man. There's a show going on.
Well, yeah, and that's hard because you're performing and you've got this idea of how the performance is going to go, but a freestyle, I mean, that's just off the book. So you're just like,
You never
this could
know.
go really good, or it could go rad.
Or you could slip up.
Yep.
Then, because it always interests me, like on Sway in the Morning and Ebro in the Morning and all that stuff. They'd be like, hey, did an hour interview, kick a freestyle for me. They'd be like, all right,
I swear they're right. I know that, and people may hate me for this, but I swear they practice that.
Most
I
definitely.
think that they've
Some
got
of them do.
lines that they can, and they just learn how to fit it to the beat. I think, but I mean, anybody that doesn't do that, that's awesome, and I don't want to take away from that talent.
Like
but,
one of the real ones that I saw, I knew it was 100% real because it's riff raff, but it was riff raff.
that's not who I thought you were gonna say. That was the last person I was expecting.
Nah, it's not like, oh man, this dude spins some lyrical stuff. It's more like, he's really right.
He's rhyming.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
because
gotcha.
like you chilling in high school, or when you're chilling in high school, people just get in the circles and start rapping. It was just like that. I was like, man, that's crazy.
They
bro.
just hear words rhyme and they're like, oh.
And as long that's why I used to, because going to parties or whatever, and people would have the freestyle, so you just hop in and say like 4 words, blah, 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 bang, whatever that punchline is, loud.
They're going crazy.
I miss that though, but that's, I don't know. That's why I was like, that's how,
man.
that's like one of the reasons that I started messing with y'all. I was like, this reminds me like back when I was like the music that we would have been listening to in high school and stuff, and they're like, oh, he our age, okay. You rapping about the same stuff that everybody goes through too. It's like, yeah. But Oh, have any of y'all songs had like a breakthrough success or whatever? Oh, wait, forget that question. Are you looking to cross over? Are you wanting to like crossover and stuff?
What do you mean by crossover?
Like
into
pop and all that stuff. Like, are there any other genres of music that you want to try to do?
I don't want to cross over into anything full, like completely.
No, just
I'd
like
definitely be down to
experiment
fuse. I like jazz, man. I love what Kendrick did with Untitled, Unmastered. Like nice fusion of jazz and hip hop. I think that was dope. Mick Jenkins does it well too. But I mean, I don't know. Pop music's cool.
No, I should have worded it better. Like, is there any other type of music that you would like to experiment with hip hop? So like the fuse stuff that you're talking about.
I mean, with definitely jazz. Like for real. I don't know. I've tried to find like a saxophone player in town. Like that's pretty rare, man.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Maybe I have to get
Especially
into some
when they can
samples.
vibe with the hip hop.
Yeah. I mean, that's tough to do, but I think jazz, man. I would love to do that with hip hop. You know, because I mean, you heard Lil Wayne when he did the Rock album.
Yeah.
I didn't really like that.
Rebirth, yeah, I did.
It was cool because it was an experiment, but you're right. I don't go play prom queen. You know, just
Oh, I hated that. That's when I.
If I'm gonna plug my phone in, it ain't gonna be that. But I mean, it was something different. So
he tried.
Which made me happy because it's like, it's showing that hip hop doesn't just have to stick to, hey, we can rap about this one thing.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm glad that it, but there's a lot of experimental hip hop out there.
Dude, especially today.
I think rock has made its way back into hip hop a lot, like hard rock.
Like
you know?
who?
Well, I mean Extension, which I mean R.I.P. But I think that was like him and just those younger guys. They're kind of thrown in that almost hard rock, where it's like,
I feel like the emo wave is merging.
I was like that.
Like there's like kids screaming over 808.
Because emo kids love hip hop too, which is weird.
I was gonna say
it's
Tyler
'cause of
did
that.
it. Well, Tyler kind of did it with Yonkers and stuff. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
That's true. I was like, this is. Tyler is what like I always listened to hip hop, but it wasn't like, man, that's my music, blah blah blah. Like of course it was my main music. It's what I grew up with, but it wasn't like, man, this is what I want to try to, blah, blah, blah. But like, when I heard Yonkers come on for the first time on MTV, I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
And in that music video,
I didn't even pay attention. I was just sitting there like, okay. I felt like an old head because I was just sitting there like, all right, man, this is what I'm talking about. And then he came out with She and all that, like, like he changed it. For me, he changed it like, for like, what kind of music were black kids able to listen to, Hispanic kids. I was like, okay, man.
Definitely.
And seeing that he got all that support, I was like, we did it, man. We made it, man.
Tyler fans love Tyler. I mean,
Our Future, man.
Yeah,
they had the wave.
Yeah,
crazy,
hard.
for real.
And that was a brand. If I've ever seen one, hip hop.
Loiter Squad too. They had that show.
Yeah, I was like,
true.
they had
they've
so
done
much over that.
They
And then they had like separate group projects with like Frank Ocean. It's crazy how successful that group was.
Earl, Frank, and Tyler, man.
Yep.
Big
And
names.
all had, I don't know, like, I mean, you see him popping up all over the place, and you're just like,
Frank's doing songs with Beyonce. Internet's just doing the internet stuff.
but Frank's on a different level. I
Yeah,
think.
Frank's cold.
He's a legend.
I wish he would do more, but you can't pressure.
I feel like
excellency.
that's what makes his music that much more
You're
better.
right, you're right.
Man, we
He's
know.
not dropping
If we
every
got it
month.
every year, that's right.
Yeah,
We'd be
because
like,
it's like back when R&B or just when albums it used to be like a 4-year span before we had the next album.
Because
That's
he's
what
like
it's
actually working
Yeah,
on it
that's
to make
true.
it amazing.
'Cause it's like,
instead of like maybe Kanye trying to like
Pop it out.
crank it out.
Yeah, 1 in 3 months.
4 albums,
1 month.
3 months, yeah. Which is still good stuff.
Yeah,
but
and it was.
don't compare to Blonde.
Yeah, that's true.
What does it compare to Blonde?
What Kanye?
Oh, that's okay, since we're on the topic of Frank Ocean, which one out of was Nostalgia Ultra an album or it was a mixtape? It was a mixtape, right?
You could call it. It's a mixtape, but
Yeah.
it was like it
All
was
right,
long enough to be an album.
All right,
Yeah.
Nostalgia Ultra, Channel Orange, and Blonde. Which one, like, best to worst? It wouldn't really be worse for me. It's just like favorite to least favorite.
It's just like I played this one time less than the other one.
Mine is Channel Orange.
That's true. I was saying, Channel Orange for me
Dude,
is number
Endless. How you
one.
forget Endless too? Don't tell me you don't know about Endless.
I don't know about Endless. I know Lonnie Brooks collection, Nostalgia Ultra, Channel Orange.
All right, so like the day before Blonde came out, he dropped a visual album.
Yeah, and it's just like a studio or like a warehouse, right?
Yeah, he's
It
like
was on-
building a stair set.
Yeah.
It was on Tidal, right? Or when
it
did
was
it
on
come out?
Apple.
Yeah, it was on
Okay.
Apple, yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's why I didn't hear
The
it.
thing that happened was he dropped that to end his record contract.
That's right. Yeah.
And then
so that
Blonde
way
was
he
all
couldn't-
his.
Yep.
Oh, that's
Yep.
who.
Master
So-
Finesse.
So it's like independent.
Yeah, he owns it. He owns
Oh,
all
that's
his
tight.
stuff.
Ah, hey, do that. If you
Don't get caught up in record companies.
Oh,
They
yeah, for
sign you
real.
up for stuff and they give you, hey, we'll give you this amount of money to make this amount of albums, but it's like, how do you know your worth is going to be the same in the first
Yeah.
album and the third album? I mean,
one of the things that was, you remember? Do either of y'all remember when Mac Miller signed like the major deal or whatever?
Oh,
It was
yeah.
like 50 million or
yep.
whatever.
Like before Kids came out, like right before Kids came
Like
out.
2008.
Yeah, no. It was this one happened like 2012, 2013 or whatever. It was like it was after Blue Slide Park. Or whatever.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Or
yeah.
it was sometime around Blue Slide Park,
Yeah.
and he signed that deal for 50 million, and I was like, why? I was like, it's 50 million,
Independent.
100. Yeah, I was like, he was getting 20 of millions of views on
Yeah.
each of his videos, man.
And think about if he would have stayed with it, how much he would have blown up.
Yeah,
I don't think he got the fame or the notice that he deserved before he passed.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah, Max-
he was definitely on another level
Yeah.
from where he
Yeah,
was. At
he
the
was
beginning.
respected
Yeah.
within hip hop,
And-
but
Yeah.
he wasn't big.
That's
like
what-
he should have
yeah.
been.
Which
There's
is
a lot of
crazy.
artists like that. I
Because
don't know.
for me,
Yeah.
Mac was always like, man, everybody, you never hear like anybody like, oh man, forget Mac Miller, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's in the music scene. Like, outside who don't know him, yeah, sure. But everybody was like, oh yeah, we rock with him.
Yeah,
It was like, oh man.
he was like the least problematic.
Yep.
You know,
And the most down to earth. He almost, I don't know. He reminded me of, because he had that like, especially even in, what was that mixtape? Macadelic, where he had like some of the Beatles influence, where he had that kind of hippie love, but also the psychedelic in with the hip hop, and it was just like, whoa, and I've loved hip hop forever, but like that was something that was like, dang, this is way different. Which I'm pretty sure Juicy J helped him produce a lot of that mixtape. I could be wrong. Because I know Juicy J be sliding in and producing random people. It's like, dang.
That's something else that I think is like, not just with hip hop, but just music in general. Is that it's people behind the scenes that be like, oh, they haven't put out anything like, I can't think of it. Like CeeLo Green. You'd be like, oh, CeeLo Green doesn't make music anymore. This dude produces hundreds of tracks.
Yeah.
They go number one, doesn't get any credit. It's like,
but he gets the check though.
Yeah,
That's all that matters. Hey, what do
But-
y'all think about that Lil Uzi Vert retirement? Is it real?
I wouldn't know.
I hope not.
I hope not too, but I couldn't blame him. Like, think about it. You made it. You got the money. Now you got the money to put in
And you don't
other
gotta-
businesses.
yeah,
you
you
don't
don't gotta
have to
deal with
worry
any of
about
that stress.
pressure of like. Because I think that's what the biggest thing with artists is they put out that one tape, which what was his
Love
big,
is Rage.
Yeah, he put out that big tape and it was like blew up, and then you got all this pressure from the record labels and fans and other artists to like top that. And I think that that's where a lot of the artists kind of, I don't want to say fall short, but they like hit that road where it's like, or that roadblock where it's just like, whoa, I don't know how to top that phenomenon.
Which is
It's
why
like-
I support Frank Ola, because like I'm not
Yeah.
putting out anything that I don't
Yeah.
feel like is
That's true.
and also
And they
why I
rush
respect
to
it.
it.
Yeah.
I mean,
And but
no one
I,
can be Future, or not everyone can be Future.
I feel like the
Seven
reason
makes
that that's happening is because I don't want to be one of those old people like, oh yeah, the internet's ruining it. But it's definitely the internet, because it's like people are so connected with artists instead, because we used to have to write letters and stuff to the artists that we wanted to talk to, but now it's just like, oh, let me tweet at them, and they get so many. I wish I could cuss, but they get so many beep head tweets at them just talking trash for no reason.
Yeah.
It's like it'll take a toll, and then they just. I don't know, man.
And I guarantee you, if that person was in the room with that person,
Wouldn't say anything.
Not a word.
Like, I love the internet, but I hate it sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like, man, this stuff.
It's got some pros and cons, man.
But let me see. How long have we been going? Probably like 15 minutes. You say you got to go soon?
Oh, I can hang around for a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. I just gotta be at work at 4. So.
Okay. Let me see. What was something else I would like to talk about? What music do you listen to outside of hip hop, or draw inspiration from? In fact.
Outside of hip hop?
Yeah.
Oh man, I've been listening to a lot of indie rock. I have this band. It's like I don't even know how to pronounce it. It starts with a K. It's like Krongton or something. They got some indie like pretty music, man. The people that like them probably hate me.
Yeah, they're like, this dude don't
they're
even
so
know
good.
Do you know any of their songs off the top of your head?
They have the one called Friday. They're kind of like Spanish. They got some Spanish influence. So they got some like Como se dice, I think is one of the tracks, which is, they got some good stuff. It's just melodic. But I mean, like I said, I like jazz, bro. I got records chilling at home. Charlie Parker, Miles Davis, John Coltrane. Like, I got some stuff. Just chilling.
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
I gotta edit. Whatever. Hey, for you, what other music outside of hip hop do you listen to?
Oh man, you know that's an interesting question. I grew up on classic rock, so definitely. It's funny because like, if you ask me who my favorite band of all time is, it's gonna be the Beatles every single day of the week, and it always has been. For some reason, I hit it when I was like, I don't know, in middle school, and it just was like, whoa, these dudes were doing something that no one else did, and they had a phenomenon that like, I mean, some people have been close to replicating, but like, that's why I hate whenever they say, like, I think Drake passed them on most albums sold or something, and it just irks me because it's like, you can't compare the two. Don't get me wrong, Beatles and Drake, those are my top two artists of all time, just because, I don't know, that's who made me fall in love with hip hop and R&B at the same time, but two different people. I mean, the Beatles were doing something when no one else was.
Two
They
different
didn't have,
times.
Yeah, no internet, no.
Beatlemania was legit. I mean, it was to the point to where they stopped their last 2 or 3 albums. They didn't even perform a live show because it was just too much. You know, they were saying when I think it was in New York City when they played it, I don't know, whatever stadium it was, which was their last show. And they're Beatle fans, or whoever, probably who know this is probably like, you're an idiot, you know what I'm talking about. But it was so loud that after that, they didn't perform ever again because they couldn't hear themselves. Yeah. Like, it was like one of those things where Ringo Starr is on the drums and he doesn't know where they're at in the song because he can't even hear the people right in front of him. And it's like, what? And so, I don't know, I hate it when people compare artists today with artists of the past,
I feel like it'd be harder to blow up back then.
No, you had to have a label, you had to have exposure. I mean, it was just
you couldn't
totally
just be a meme back then.
Yeah, exactly. You
had to
couldn't
be
be too famous.
Yeah, you had to be charismatic, man.
Well, I mean, and not to take away from the artists that have done it, but
yeah,
I'd say classic rock. I mean, or not classic, just, I don't know, older music. I do mess with some indie, and I really like some, like, I don't know, Jack Johnson and that kind of just chill music when I just want to vibe and hang out, but hip hop about 95% of the time.
You ever heard of Joji?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that, man. It's kind of hip hop, but it's kind of ambient.
I like.
I don't know if it's R&B. It's not really like love songs.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what to classify it as either. 'Cause I was talking to somebody else about this too. I was like, it's some type of B.
It's got some drums in there.
Like, okay. To wrap it up, have you had that one moment yet to where you just like stick out the mic in the crowd and then they just sing the songs along with you, man?
Nah, I ain't done that. But I mean, Alarm Spit, like a song from Ugly House 2, is the second half is like incoherent. It's ridiculous. That one's been crazy, man. We had a Halloween show 2 years ago out in the country. It was just like a mosh pit, like insane, insane. And like there was kids that like I hadn't seen the whole performance. They were there during that mosh, and then they were gone. Like seriously, bro. I think they went just for that song.
Like the one time I remember you doing it, it was at the Body and Soul thing, and like you were starting the song. Or maybe it was Sabi, but one of y'all was starting the song or whatever, and then, what's the high school group name? Trend? Chorus. Yeah. They was in the front just going crazy. Like,
yeah, dude. Those kids, they know all the lyrics,
man.
Fans,
That's gotta be such a surreal feeling, man. Like, dang, 3 years ago, I would have never thought this was possible.
Even like Bad Grammar shows, man, people knew our song.
Yeah.
How did y'all come up with the name Bad Grammar anyway?
It started with Sabi. Sabi, I guess, had this name for a group that he never became.
Keep it secret.
Like he had that name forever, and like we tried like coming up with a list of names, me, David, and Sabi, and like that Sabi just had Bad Grammar from years ago, and it still was just dope. And I drew that logo out like 50 times, sketched it till I got it right, and then it just looked good.
That's crazy.
Isn't it weird though? Like you said, and I was obviously not there, and I don't really know how it went, but I feel like with stuff like that, as soon as it's said, it's almost like
everybody knows.
Like that makes sense. Like it does,
man.
all the other names I'm sure you tried just weren't really there, but.
Like two people be vibing with it, everybody else, or the last one.
Yeah, and it's hard. Yeah, you got 3 people that got to agree to it and be a part of it. And
we were all cool with Bad Grammar.
Yeah, it's a good name.
All right, let me see.
And the fact that you can always spell it, you know, I mean, there's just,
Yeah,
you can
play
do
with
so
it.
much with it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Do you have any social media that you want to shout out? You two, either of y'all?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm under Ugly Chulo on everything: Twitter, SoundCloud, Instagram,
Check out
Apple Music though.
What about you?
Yo, I don't actually know my Instagram handle. I think it's
Key
like
81.
boom. I think so. But granted, I made that in like whenever. I don't know. Instagram was popping. So, but Facebook, I just got back on to kind of get back into the community. But man, I hate Facebook. So, but Chris Key on there, and yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say something without putting my foot in my mouth.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure.
Coming, but I don't want to like promote it and put it out and then it not happen. So.
I'm just trying to make sure that the people have a way to, like, some artist wants to perform at the next Body and Soul or something.
Oh
so where
yeah,
they can
so
just
I mean,
reach
yeah,
out
you
to
can hit me up on Facebook. That's probably the best place. Is Chris Key under Facebook. And yeah, that show's gonna be dope. We don't have a place, we don't have a time, we don't have anything like that, but it's definitely happening. And
Is it going to be happening this semester? Or?
Yeah,
Okay.
probably towards the end. Probably be like last year. I said last year. That was 2 months. It seems crazy.
I know, right?
That's already been that long. Man, that show was dope. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, that's it. Hey, listen, support your local artists. Not all of them bad.
So
man.
even house parties, I was gonna bring that up when you bring it up. Like, go to house parties.
Absolutely.
You don't have to go to these venues. House parties are just as dope and just as fun, and you actually whoa. You get to interact with the artist. I mean, afterwards, if you go to a venue, most of the time they're like either dipping or like they're not one to stay around and waste all the money that they made on drinks or whatever. But house parties, like everyone's chilling, everyone's there. So
Yeah.
And you can't call something dope if, dang. I was gonna close it off clean, but I forgot.
You got it.
Hey, you can't call something whack if you never experienced it, man. So go
That's true.
support Ugly Chulo, support Body and Soul, Chris Keys, and support Badger BS, man. Yeah, we're gonna try to keep this format going. And see y'all next time, which should probably be a month. Peace.
Peace.
Hard to keep afloat these days. Learn that I can do it on my own. Hey, gotta rock 'em shows we play. Got a team and now we got a home. Hey, hard to keep afloat these days. Always keep my partner on the phone. Gotta rock the boat these days. Otherwise get left out in the cold.
Whew. You like that? I know you like that. It's acquired taste. I know what you want because I know what I want. So tune in for next week's episode.